Hello and welcome to another episode here on my channel. My name is Chaos Mole, and today we will talk about the early access phase of Warhammer 40k Darktide. Yes, I'm calling it early access. I think it is called the release beta or something like that, but just to make it a little bit easier to understand what we are talking about and for simplicity in this video, I will call it early access. So, as you might have heard, Warhammer 40k Darktide is going into early access on November 17th, which is, at the day of this recording, in 3 days on Thursday. And what we will do in this video is we will talk about the facts we know to 100% which will come with this early access, and then we will talk about some assumptions, some speculations, and some of the "I've heard this from my uncle at Nintendo," you know, rumors, right? So with that said, let's jump directly into the facts. What do we know? Well, first things first, as I said, November 17th is the start of the early access version of this game, and then you can play the full game from that day onwards till, well, till the release, so to speak, and then you will continue just to play the release, right? To make that clear though, it sounded like I was hinting at different versions. It's not. It's the same game, it's the same client, you are getting the same thing. So on November 17th is basically where the game begins. Now the big question is, why do they do this then, if this is just like the full release we are getting? Well, look, I love Fat Shark games. I've been playing their games for quite some time now, and the reality is, at the beginning of their releases, Fat Shark had some smaller issues with servers, bugs and some glitches, and performance wasn't always great. Something we kind of assume might happen with Warhammer 40k Darktide as well. Now, with that said, this is why this early access version is probably pretty good, because they are getting a lot of people to play this, and then they collect the data and really set everything up right for the full release, which is happening on November 30th. Also, very important, how do you get into early access? Well, it's pretty simple. You buy the game, you are in early access. But you have to buy the game. There is no beta codes, there is no sign up here on the website or sign up here on Steam and then you get into the game. Well, kind of you sign up on Steam because you buy the game on Steam, right? But you have to buy the game first. And yes, that means at least at the day of the recording of this video, if you are trying to play this game over Game Pass, that means you have to wait for the full release. They haven't made an announcement yet that Game Pass users also can play starting on the 17th. That might still happen. If that happens, I will probably make another announcement or another video or something like that. But right now, as the recording of this video, it has not happened. And check out the comment section or maybe the info section. I would definitely update that and let you know if something has changed regarding that. But again, this is how you get into early access. Now, what do you get in early access? As I said, it's the full game. They have made this very clear. There's nothing missing like in the beta. All the classes are there, all the maps are there, all the features are there. Like, this is the full game. But they want to make sure that there are not any game-breaking bugs, that they haven't missed anything, that the performance is right, that the servers can actually cope and not die on the first sign of actually people wanted to play this game, right? So this is why they let people in early. Now the next big question is, a lot of people have been asking, will the progress from the early access version carry over to the full release? And the answer is yes. And no. Wait, what? No, so let me explain. It's a bit complicated. In itself, yes, progress will carry over. This is what the developers want to achieve, and they will give their best. But they will not give a promise. Like, there might be some game-breaking bugs, there might be something really bad happening with the servers, like something they can fix before the release, but by fixing it, it might probably mean that, well, you lose your progress. I know that is a huge caveat, and I know that people want a promise, but I also talked to Fat Shark again, and Fat Shark made it very clear that this is their plan. They want to make it happen. Like, this is what they're going for right now. But there might be some circumstances which might prevent them from this to happen. So they don't want to give that 100% promise, right? So keep that in mind if you were thinking about, or if you were trying to decide about buying this game early. And if you're wondering what is happening in the background, this is one of my YouTube streams, and this game has done some weird stuff sometimes when it comes to minimizing. So if you are looking at something weird right now, just ignore that. It's from one of my YouTube streams. Let me actually fix this very quickly so that you have some gameplay here instead. See, it's as simple as that. But back to the whole video and not getting interrupted here. As I said before, like, keep that in mind if you're going into early access and you're actually choosing to pay that money, that you might lose your progress. Does it take away from the fun you will have in the game? Probably not. But I think it is important to know, because for some people this is an important thing to do. Like, I know enough people who always say, ah, man, I want to play betas, because the problem with betas is every time I lose all the progress I'm making, and I don't really want to do that. So yeah, I would just wait for the full release, or for something where my progress is not getting deleted. So again, please keep that in mind. Also, to keep in mind, bugs, glitches, and server issues might actually happen, right? So there is a pretty good chance that in the first few days when it goes into early access, servers might be a little bit spotty. You have seen it when you were watching the footage in the background, like when you have played the beta, that it did happen sometimes. And you cannot really, it is what it is. The most important part is that they are fixing it till the main release is happening, right? So those are the facts we have right now, and I will definitely keep you updated if we should get like a full rundown by Fat Shark. But as I recorded this video, which was Monday afternoon in Europe, nothing of the sort happened yet. Probably the moment I will actually upload the video, like a full rundown of Fat Shark will actually happen. I'm pretty sure of it. I know my luck. I know my luck. But let's talk about some speculations and some of the things we do assume will be in there, but we don't have the confirmation yet on that, right? So first things first, we assume that, well, all the classes will be in there, all the maps are in there, and I'm pretty sure they already said it will be the full game. So I assume that is not something they have to explain to us again and have to make sure that, yes, this is definitely in there and everything is there. Now, what would be interesting, and something which has been missing completely in the beta, is crafting. You know, as we know, there is crafting in Darktide, or, well, they talked about it, and we assume it because they actually uploaded, like, there was a crafting article they uploaded a few months ago, and then just a few minutes afterwards they uploaded it, they deleted the article. It was kind of weird. I assume they were not ready, right? And they were like kind of missing a few things, or things would change, and they decided not to show it off. But we haven't heard or seen anything about crafting yet. Like, we don't know exactly how it works. It wasn't in the beta, and they haven't really shown too much about it yet. But we assume that it will actually be in the early access version of the game. And crafting will be pretty important. Let's be honest here. This is definitely one of the things I would have loved to check out in the beta. We didn't have the option to do so. But yeah, I assume it will be a pretty big deal. The next thing we definitely have to talk about briefly is balance. Folks, I know we have all played the beta, or most of us have played the beta, and there have been already some not cheesy tactics, but definitely people made some assumptions on the weapons, the skills, and of course some of the abilities and classes, and which are really good, which are not so great. Keep in mind there was probably a lot of balance changes in the game. Like in the meantime, they have probably made some pretty big changes when it comes what to expect from the game, and when it comes to like weapon choices, enemy choices, and of course your class choices, right? They probably already happened. We don't even know actually how old the build was we played in the beta, right? So things might have changed drastically since then. So please keep that in mind. I know that already on Reddit and some other places there were already discussions about those are the weapons you should definitely play for release. Or I've already seen some YouTube videos where people were saying like, yeah, this is the one weapon you definitely need for this class. I was like, well, folks, it's still like 2 months till the actual release, and this is an old beta build. Like, what? So keep that also in mind when you are looking for some interesting perks. And for all the people who are wondering what I would do, I would definitely do some guides. I will update my class guide because a lot of people enjoyed the class guide. I know that a lot of people wanted to get more of that, and we will the moment we have all the rest of the classes, because as you might have noticed in the beta, we had only one subclass per main class, right? So keep that also in mind. But yeah, that's basically what we know so far. I know it's not super crazy, but that is what we know so far from all the things regarding the early access version of the game, and what we then can expect from the release, right? And I will keep it posted the moment we get something more official. Maybe we are getting like on Wednesday or Tuesday, we are getting a rundown. Or as I said, the moment I'm uploading this video, we will get an official rundown by Fatshark what exactly will be in early access and how we should approach this. But yeah, that's it for now. If you want to see more Darktide videos in the future, and we will also do multiple live streams here on the channel, make sure to subscribe. We already had some guides for the Darktide beta, and I'm also streaming here on YouTube. This is my main streaming channel. I know that most people are going to Twitch. Not me. I might be a Twitch partner, which I know is a little bit weird. Yes, I'm a Twitch partner, but I am streaming on YouTube. And you can find me here from Monday to Friday, starting at 8 AM ET, which is 1 PM UK time and 2 PM Central European time. With that said, also don't forget to like if you enjoyed this video, and I hope I will see you for more Darktide in the future. The Emperor protects. Till then, have a good one. Bye-bye.